What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the greatest gaming podcast on the internet, the One Up Gamescast. I am one of your hosts, Carl Sinclair, joined as always by my brother from another mother, the man with the plan, Master Cheeks in the sheets, Master Cheeks in the streets. He's Master Cheeks in both places. That's what I've decided today. Jack, how you doing, buddy?
I am in the market for a new seat, so it's on the mind.
Hey.
Not easy to figure out without being able to go to the shop and sit on them, but we're trying. We're trying. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, mate. I'm doing very well. Bit of a sore leg, bit tired, but I'm here, you know. I'm locked in. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get into some Call of Duty when we're done here, you know. Season 1's launched. I'm ready to jump in. I'm ready to grind out a battle pass. I'm ready to just...
Nothing a Steam can't fix.
That's it. Ready to go wild. You know what I mean? How are you doing, mate?
Yeah, about the same. Bit bruised and battered, but ready to get into Season 1. I've played it for about 20 minutes. So far, so good. But I feel like 20 minutes probably isn't enough to really dive deep into it. So I'll probably get into it a bit more next week.
I've played it for an hour, and that's only because I got home from work and I logged on, and it's true, my friend. All of my double XP tokens are there, so I popped an hour across the board. I'm like, let's have fun for an hour. And then it was good. The playlist that has Nuketown and Warhead, so good. Like swapping between those two maps, so good. Warhead might be my new favorite 6v6 map. Like, it's so small and so crazy. It is shipment. Like, that's basically what it is. It feels very shipment.
Yeah,
it's very.
You're not wrong. I topped the leaderboard when we played on that map with the shoddy, but I didn't feel great at the end. You know what I mean?
You're that guy. You're that guy that everybody screamed at. Like, I'm surprised in his screaming through the death chat or something like that. That's crazy.
I think because it was during business hours, people were just a bit more like, there was a couple of friends who clearly hadn't caught up in a bit. Like, they were just chatting and stuff. Like, it was all pretty chill.
That's good.
Whereas normally I get on it at peak sweat time. And
true.
I would have had to defend myself.
I know that we're in trouble here in Australia. Like, I know that we've played long enough when I hear the first New Zealand accent, because they've had so much more rest than us at that point, and they're locked in, and I'm just like, time for bed. They're bloody here. They're ready to go. But no.
Well said.
Hey, anything other than Call of Duty you've been playing lately?
Shit. I feel like there is. I can't fucking think of what it is. Planet Coaster 2. I got it.
Ooh, is it good? Is it good? Is it everything you wanted and more?
It's good. Like, it's always hard with these sorts of games because, like, Planet Coaster 1 has a million expansions and things available to try. Not that I've brought them all, but like, they're all there. And then you go back, like, Planet Coaster 2 obviously has new features and improvements, but you're sort of back to the core game, if you will. But no, it's great. You know, you can do pools and water parks and all that sort of stuff. But I have a feeling the temperature and weather affects whether people are keen to get in the pool or not, which makes a lot of sense. But at first, I just thought no one could get in the pool or what was wrong with it. But yeah, I think the weather has an effect. So it's quite a high level of simulation. You know, they've even got like power management now and water management. You've got to like filter the water and stuff, which it's very basic. It's just like putting power distributors around and connecting them up to either a power generator or some solar panels. Like, there's not a lot to it, but it does add to the simulation, and you can just turn it off. Like, as in, if you want to go into sandboxes, not play with power, like, you don't have to. But yeah, I think they got a hot fix dropping in a week or two that should fix up a few bugs and stuff. And it feels like they've tried to develop it the same code base for console and PC, which is, I think, a good thing. But there's a park visitor limitation of like 6,000 new customers a day, which sounds like a lot, but if you've been playing and got a massive park, I think that can be quite a limit. So they're going to remove that on PC, which will be fun. But yeah, no, solid game. Probably so far, I would say it's probably been worth the $73. But I do expect to play it more based on that approval. So yeah, that's probably been my week. Have you been playing anything else?
Yeah, I have. Actually, I have. We were talking about this the other day. So I've been playing a game called... Now, I've got the name up, actually. Like, let me bring it up really quick. Because I don't want to mess it up, because it's an annoying name. Scoutfold Into the Fray. Now, I was talking about this with you the other day. I'm playing it at the moment because I was gonna do a review, and it's like a top-down like action adventure shooter that feels very much like the love child of like Devil May Cry and Castlevania. Like the art just feels Castlevania. The story feels very like this is gonna sound weird. It's very Catholic. You know what I mean? Like you play as like a Britannian knight who's fighting back against. Let me give you the elevator pitch, right? Okay, so this is basically how the game starts. You jump in, right? So basically, you're a knight. You're the third knight. Now, as far as I can tell, I found out today there are 5 of these games. This is the third game in the series. There's 5 of them, right? And they're all basically.
There's gonna be 2 more.
There is 2 more already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's great. Whoever's making this, one loves pugs because you can just save pugs in the game, like they're just around. And I'm pretty sure the developer's name is Pugware. They're called Pugware. And basically, you find a pug, you save it, and it's like, yes, the Lord of the Pugs will be very happy with you. Like, excellent. I'm going to find all these pugs and find out what my prize will be. But the elevator pitch is you're a knight who has been betrayed by a fellow knight and I think like a princess. And basically, your job was to bring her back, but you failed in your job. And you've basically had half your body blown to pieces, right? You're laying there on death's door when some mysterious figure shows up wearing a cloak, and he says, take this cloak. This cloak is actually a parasite that will keep you alive. What you need to do, though, right, is it's not like a parasite that will kill you. It's a parasite that will like keep you alive. All you have to do is feed it. I think it's called Vital, and Vital comes from defeating enemies. So the more enemies you defeat, the more the cloak like will be fed. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff going on because like I've got to a point in the game now where, because this game's hard, but I got to a point where I went to sleep and I was hearing a voice and I had a conversation, and then it's turned out that the conversation I was having was with the cloak itself. Like it's sentient, like it's having a conversation with you while you sleep. It's very cool how that all works. I know it sounds weird, but it's actually like pretty sick. He's like the Clank to my Ratchet. He's like, hey, let's go kill some dudes. Let's go have some fun. But yeah, it's a twin stick top-down shooter where you save pugs. But no, basically, you're a knight for the Britannian nation, fighting back against a nation known as the Sons of Washington. There's a lot of stuff going on. It makes references to older games, which I haven't played, but this is done enough that makes me want to go back and play them and see exactly how like it all blends together, because you do not need to have knowledge of the prior games to enjoy the game. I'm having quite a good time, but I feel like having that prior knowledge would really strengthen the experience and make it a lot more fun. But no, it's very, very hard, and it's not incredibly. Oh, what's a nice way to put it? It's not polished at all. You know what I mean? Like it very much feels like, oh, this is like 3 people that are just doing this out of the passion of wanting to make something, and I appreciate the hell out of that. Like the story is very, very much the focus of what they're doing, and the gameplay definitely feels like something that comes second. Like it's not terrible gameplay. It's you have access to a variety of weapons, like a pistol, a triple barrel shotgun, and a glaive, which is like a giant sword. You can fight off a whole bunch of enemies, including like floating eyeballs, Sons of Washington militia. I think you even end up fighting some Britannian soldiers at some point because you're not a traitor, but you may have been brandished as a traitor. I don't know. I'm trying to piece it all together because I feel like a lot of the story is like, hey, see what you can figure out for yourself as well as what we're going to be able to tell you. Very Bloodborne-y, very Dark Souls-y, where it's like a lot of the storytelling can come from the world itself, which I think is pretty cool. I do like finding pugs. I think that's fun. But yeah, like I'm not sure exactly how far through I am. I definitely feel like I'm at least over halfway. I don't think this is going to be an overall very long game. I think I've put about like 6 hours into it. And I think I've got to be getting close to the end. But I have, surprisingly, enjoyed my time with it. I don't think I could give it any more than like a 5 or a 6, but I'm also reworking the 1-up scale. So on the old 1-up scale, it's like a 5 or a 6 because like it's definitely a game that leaves you wanting more. But in saying that, that isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think when you walk away from a game hoping for more, hoping that it could be more, that means you've probably enjoyed yourself and you've had a pretty good time. If I was leaving it thinking, cool, I do not need to play the other games, I think that like the gameplay was weak as hell. I think that is pretty sad. But walking away from a 5 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10 thinking I should really check out the first two and the two that come after. I mean, clearly it's had some sort of impact, which I have actually quite enjoyed my time. And I'm not sure if that's because maybe, you know, I am a Castlevania nerd. I am the kind of guy that enjoys that sort of storytelling where it's like, yo, I'm a dope ass knight who's just a one-man army. I'm just blowing dudes away. It's freaking awesome. But yeah, I've enjoyed my time with it. And I think if you're like a twin stick shooter fan, it's not an expensive game. It's like $10 on Steam and PlayStation and stuff. So like on sale, I'm sure it's like $4. So like it's definitely worth the $4. But yeah, no, it's a pretty good, enjoyable time. And I'm sorry, I've just gone off on a little tangent. I didn't mean to.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, it's
And
good
can you
fun.
remind us, was it Scoutfold? Scoutfold, was it?
Scoutfold into the fray. The third game in the Scoutfold series.
When did it come out?
2019, I believe.
Ah, okay. That's
Yeah.
why there's been 2 more since then.
Yeah, and the two after it look like they have improved. Like the latest one that came out was in 2021. They've all been like a year apart, which is very cool. So 2 of them came out in 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021, and we haven't had one since then. So maybe they've completed the story, and if that's the case, that makes me super excited to go and check out the other ones. But yeah, they're very cool. And the art, definitely the art on 2 and 3 are like Castlevania inspired. The art on 2 is like very close to a PS2 Castlevania game. If you know, you know. But like, I don't want to get anybody into trouble. It's like, it's pretty sick. But yeah, no, I'm keen to finish the game. And then, I mean, the fact that I'm keen to check out the other ones is also, I think, a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But mate.
Oh, good shit.
Oh, mate, I'm excited to play more. You know what else I'm excited to do, mate? There's been a lot of news this week. Just like a lot. Like, just in terms of rumors, announcements. It's all juicy, okay? So I haven't put these in order of like most interesting or anything like that. But hang on, let me reorder them really quickly. Oh fuck, I'm good. Okay, so today we got the announcement of Adam Fall's release date, which I think is very interesting. It's coming next year, March 27th. This is Rebellion's game, the one that very much seemed like.
Oh, yeah. It's coming to Game Pass, isn't it?
Yeah, that weird British game. Yes. Yeah, it's available day one on Games Pass. It's coming to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, X and S, Xbox One, and PC. It's set in the aftermath of a nuclear disaster. Adamfall tasks players, with solving the mystery of what happened at the Windscale nuclear power station. To solve this, you will need to navigate military encampments, delve through abandoned bunkers below ground, and risk your life in pagan ruins. So, cool that it has a release date. Apparently, the full game will take anywhere from 20 to 30 hours to complete, depending on how you approach the game. Do you think we're about to see a Fallout competitor? Just looking at it for what it is. Do you think this could be a Fallout competitor?
No, but I think it's going to it's going to satisfy the avatar. I'm not really well. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
It's going to satisfy the appetite of people that are keen for another Fallout. I think it'll scratch an itch, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think it'll compete. Fallout just has that.
Do you think they'll market it as like a Fallout type game? How do you market this game? Do you try to market it as like a Fallout alternative?
It's
because we've got one trailer that feels very much like it was giving Fallout vibes, but we didn't really have that much of an idea of what was going on.
Yeah,
they dropped another trailer which I haven't seen for the release date, but all the screenshots I've seen very much feel like these would be screenshots I would see if Fallout was dropping a new game.
Yeah, like I think they're chasing that audience, and you know, set in the '60s, alternate history. You know, you could definitely lean on some of that more historic marketing and things about nuclear power and propaganda and all that good stuff. And you know, people want Fallout set in England. You know, that mod that's set in the UK or whatever is quite popular.
Did gangbusters apparently.
Yeah, so I think it'll find a good spot in the gaming calendar, and I think it'll survive well, assuming the game's good, of course. You know, if the game's garbage, then never mind. But will it stack up alongside Fallout in a few years' time when the next Fallout releases? I don't know.
Well, here's my final question on it before we move on to the next. With it being on Games Pass, is this something you would consider jumping into with me day one?
Yes.
Cool. Good to know. We'll have more news March 28th of next year.
Is it co-op or are we just playing at the same time?
Play at the same time. I think they're going to announce a multiplayer aspect to it. They may have already done it and I've just completely missed it.
See, something like that would sort of give it a bit of a leg up on Fallout, like a feature leg up in a sense. But
that's why I think they will. Like, I feel like if they're going to follow this Fallout, like, hey, we want to be the next Fallout, we want to be a Fallout alternative, I think they need to offer us something that Fallout isn't necessarily offering us every single entry. We have 76. It blew up in their face to begin with, but now it's very popular. It's thriving. So if they were to launch with a multiplayer component from the get-go in their first shot at this, and it works well in a game that doesn't need to be a 10 out of 10, but is a fun 7 with friends, then I think, they would have a pretty good, enjoyable little game on their hands.
Yeah, well said. But even without it, I'd be keen to have a crack. Why not?
Keen. All right, matey. Ha, mate. Next story is this is here for me. I just needed you all to hear. We're getting another Monster Hunter game, another one,
another one.
Yeah. So just randomly, no build up, no anything. Capcom, working with Timmy Studio Group, announced Monster Hunter Outlanders for iOS and Android devices. It's an open-world survival game set in the Monster Hunter universe. We haven't got a release date, but we did get an announcement trailer. And there is a reaction on the YouTube right now, which is basically me breaking down the trailer. Because there's some interesting stuff in this trailer. There's a Rathian variant we've never seen before. And it's almost like they've gone, we're going to take Monster Hunter, we're going to take everything you know, and we're going to sex it up a little bit. They've made the armor even sexier. They've made the weapons look even cooler. It's a legitimate open world game on your phone. Different regions, different monsters. There's parts in the trailer where it's damn, even the fake phone on the screen is struggling to run this game. This game's going to be rough. But there's one thing I took away. One thing that got me in, that made me think this needs to happen. Is just looking at it, I'm like, this would be perfect for the Switch. A free-to-play Monster Hunter game on the Switch would pop off, and I think this would be perfect. Because it's free-to-play, it will have in-app purchases, but here's the cool thing, which I didn't think they would do, but it's here. You can play the game solo, or you can bring up to 4 friends in your party, and find different types of monsters, and there's also different types of allies in the game that you can recruit, and that are also playable. So you have your hunter, but there are hunters in the game that you can play as. And the ones from the trailer and the ones from the key art are some of the coolest freaking characters we've gotten in a Monster Hunter game in a while. And it's crazy. It's crazy. We've literally just come off the Monster Hunter Wilds beta, which was freaking awesome. Again, there's a video up on the channel. Go watch it. Watch me flub around trying to kill a monster. It was great. And then, now we've got this. We also have Monster Hunter Now, which I'm playing avidly. I play that almost every day. Monster Hunter fans, we're eating good. There's no other way to put it. We're eating really good. Now, will Monster Hunter Outlanders be bad? I hope not. I mean, I don't think so, just from everything we've seen. Will it come to Switch? It freaking should. It really, really should. But yeah, it's just nice to have another Monster Hunter game on the way. No release date yet, so I can see this one. Everyone's like, oh man, this is just going to be great until Wilds comes out, and then Monster Hunter Now and this game are going to lose it. I don't think this game's going to come out before Wilds. I kind of think this game is okay, Wilds is going to come out, and then there's going to be a little bit of drought before we get any sort of DLC. We've got this game. Let's drop this game. Let's drop it 3 months after Wilds drops, and then we'll go wild. Oh, very exciting time to be a Monster Hunter fan, mate.
Very happy for you and all Monster Hunter fans.
Very exciting.
You love to see it.
We're going to get you on the Monster Hunter. I don't know how, but we're going to get you on a Monster Hunter. Because I feel so here's the thing with Monster Hunter, right? It's you know how people are like, oh yeah, man, I just get on GTA and I drive. It's so soothing. You know what I mean? Monster Hunter's that kind of game where you could just be I could be Jack, do you want to go kill something? And we could just get on, have it like shoot the shit and track a monster, kill it, go back, make new armor, and then do it all over again. It's like, it's one of those like sort of
You
like,
need a game like that.
yeah, it's just so chill. You know what I mean? Unless you're hunting like something like a fucking Rathalos or something, you know what I mean? That's going to require us to lock the hell in, you know. But like if we're just hunting like a Tobakadachi or something like that, like it's just so chill. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, man, I'm gonna use my super attack. Oh, okay, man, I'm just gonna shoot it from far away. Ah, got you, fam. Like it's so chill, so chill. I'm trying to think. Is Monster Hunter World on Game Pass?
I think one of them is.
Maybe we should jump in and give it a go just to see if you like it. If Rise is, I think you'll like Rise. Rise was the game that came out on Switch, so it's very approachable. Yep. World is super approachable because I think World was designed to be the one to introduce a whole bunch of new people to the franchise. I think Wilds is going to be like, we know you've played World, so have fun. But also, the Wilds demo, I don't know if you watched the video, holy shit, does that go hard from the get-go? Like, it goes hard, and I'm like, I'm so here for like, they've gone from casual, like the campaign in World is like, hey, this is a game about hunting monsters, and then it's like, hey guys, welcome to Monster Hunter Wilds. That's right, we're Mission Impossible, and it's like balls to the wall, jumping from monster to monster. There's like massive monsters popping out of the sand. I'm like, oh yeah, this is what we live for. This is better than the film, that crappy film. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, true.
Oh, mate. You know what? Thank you for indulging me on the Monster Hunter stuff. I appreciate that. Now we're here to tickle your pickle, mate. Apparently, it's claimed, new leaks have surfaced online, claiming, ladies and gentlemen, that Black Ops 6 will soon feature collaborations from Halo, Doom, and Gears of War. Oh my god, everyone calm yourself. So apparently there were leaks long before this from Modern Warfare 3 that there was going to be a Call of Duty Halo collaboration. About 2 months after that leak went live, certain leakers, including the leaker who originally posted it, said, it's been delayed, we're not sure when it's coming out, only that it is still happening. But now it appears that the delay was not to delay it in MW3, but was to delay it to a whole new game, Black Ops 6. And to also cement that, like, we're going to get a lot of Xbox collaborations with this game. Names that were thrown around was basically, yes, Master Chief will be added to the game. He was originally supposed to be a skin for Master Chief, and now looks like he will be a skin for Marshall. Doom was thrown around, but multiple Doom skins. So people believe in the community forums and stuff that we would probably get a Doomslayer skin from Eternal and Doom 2016 and a classic Doomslayer skin, which would make sense because we got the classic Doom bundle in MW3, which makes me think like maybe there was the plan to have the Doom skins in there, but they were like, well, hang on, if we're going to do this, they're going to expect more video game skins. Why don't we wait until we're actually ready to start dropping them? So they ended up just dropping the chainsaw and stuff like that, which is still available in Warzone. So if you were to drop these skins, you could then have a full-on Doom bundle where you could literally just take that stuff into Warzone. But yeah, that's crazy. That's really cool. I like that a lot. Plus, I was thinking about this last night. If you were to do a Doom, like a Doom Slayer, Doom guy skin from 2016 in that, you have the baseball bat in the game now, you could just chuck the sword from Doom Eternal over the top of that.
Yeah, true.
Like, that would be dope. But I mean, it's Call of Duty. They'll probably add a sword on their own eventually, you know what I mean? Like, my goodness. And Gears of War skins. So online, apparently the Gears of War bundle will possibly be the biggest from what people are saying online and will feature all of Delta Squad. So you'll have Marcus, Dom, Coltrane, and Baird. And this will be the first time outside of a Gears game where I think all four will be playable on something that isn't a Gears game. Because we've got Marcus and we've got Kate from the Gears franchise in Fortnite, which is playable on everywhere. And then Doomslayer's in Fortnite, Master Chief's in Fortnite, and that's playable everywhere. So yeah, to have all the Gears guys in there would be pretty cool. I mean, they did do the Fallout thing where like it was like 4 different characters got 4 different skins. So I can see them doing a big Gears of War bundle, and they could like slide it in and make it work with E-Day, because like E-Day's a big deal at the moment. So if we get another trailer for like E-Day, like June this year for like Summer Games Fest, that would probably be the time to drop like a Gears of War skin bundle in Call of Duty. I think that would be start getting the hype up for that game. I would love that.
No, that all sounds very good. I just want Sergeant Johnson with the Halo bundle.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? If these bundles come out and they do so well, I mean, Xbox, Xbox are in a position where they can just keep dropping that stuff in there. Whereas before, Activision's was very much on all right, we need to get whatever collaborations we can. Xbox is in the position of being like, we want to market our games. This is how we'll do it.
This benefits Xbox more than it benefits anyone.
100%. So it just makes sense for them to keep dropping stuff in there.
What if they drop Indiana Jones soon? Probably wouldn't quite fit, but they can make it work.
If they were smart and they want to put Indiana Jones in Call of Duty, I think you wait for it would line up at season 3
with the PlayStation release.
With the PlayStation release,
yeah.
I think that's when you could hit people hard. I think you drop the this is crazy. I think you drop that bundle, right? And you put it in there, and I think it lines up with the PlayStation release of the game, and I think you make the Indiana Jones bundle a Game Pass thing. So if you have Game Pass, you get the bundle.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
That's what I think you do, because then you please Xbox fans by being like, why didn't we get it when it released on Xbox? Well, it's like, well, here you go. Now you can have it for nothing. And PlayStation fans can go from playing Indiana Jones back to Call of Duty and just have an Indiana Jones skin in there. That would be sick. I hope this is true. That would be so cool. And it would really dive into what we've been saying. Like, we want to see bigger collabs, and this is the sort of collabs we've been wanting to see. I'm sick of seeing horror skins and scary emojis. This is the stuff we want. Please, stop with the scary stuff.
Couldn't agree more.
Although the shop in Season 1 is quite good. There's some good stuff in there, some good masters.
Where's the replacer, though, mate? Oh, I thought it was going to be there day one. Clearly,
I think Replacer, this is just me thinking out loud, mate. Please don't yell at me. I think Replacer comes when rank drops.
Oh, yeah. And maybe it replaces another shitty bundle in the store. Like, whichever bundles are shittest, it just replaces.
There's a couple of bad ones in there. I think the reason the Black Ops store looks a lot better, though, is because I think Black Ops pops off with their Mastercraft stuff. Like, that is, clearly, where, whereas, I feel like MW3, they were, and MW2, they're like, all right, we just need skins dropping every single day. Whereas I feel like Black Ops are taking the approach of, we need one really big bundle, and then we can add a whole bunch of stuff that will just get people excited. But as long as we've got that one bundle, 2,000 points, you get the best shit you can possibly get. I feel like that'll make people happy. And I think it will. Oh, mate. So Horizon Online could launch in 2025, according to a job listing. So we've been eagerly awaiting the arrival of a Horizon multiplayer game. And we've got the Lego Horizon game that just dropped, which is awesome. But apparently, a job listing looks as though it's preparing to release the Horizon title next year. Look, I'm down for more Horizon. We had a little bit of a conversation about this yesterday. A lot of people... So I was reading on Insider Gaming that there was some leaks of alpha footage of this multiplayer game. And they've taken the game in a very weird, unique direction. Apparently, from what a lot of people have been saying, and a lot of people that have apparently seen this game have said, is that it looks and feels very much like Fortnite.
Oh, no.
I don't want that.
No.
So during our conversation, I did say that I believed that this multiplayer game was basically going to be the Lego game minus the Lego. You know what I mean? You build up a village with your friends and all that stuff. You go out, you hunt some monsters together, you come back, all that sort of stuff. Monster Hunter Light, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that doesn't sound terrible.
Doesn't feel like that's what's going on here.
See, my thing is, right, is Sony typically, and I know things are sort of a bit fluctuating over there by the feel of it, but they typically announce a game 2 years before it comes out, right? Unless it's a smaller game. But they're their tentpole games are announced. Like Wolverine was announced 7 years ago, right? If they announce this sometime next year and release it sometime next year, that tells me that they had, like, it's not a tentpole game. It's just a filler. Like, and filler doesn't equal bad. I want to stress, filler doesn't equal bad. But the resources they're putting into this game just feels like it should be bigger than a Fortnite looking multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want it to come across as like an insult to Fortnite. That's not the case at all. But it's like the level of like maturity that's in the main games. If that's not found in the multiplayer game, like I feel like Lego gets a pass, but this Lego game, this multiplayer game needs to satisfy us for years, according to what we've heard about how far away the third game is. Like it sounds like the third game is like years away still.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's to tie this over for a long time.
Bro, I feel like that third game is like in like concept stage still because like it's Guerrilla working on the multiplayer game. Like,
Wait, well, I thought it was another studio.
No, apparently it's Guerrilla.
Jesus Christ, they probably haven't started working on the third game.
No, I don't think they have. I think we're gonna get
like,
way
I don't
more
want to
spin-offs.
talk about the ending of the second game, but like we need a third game. You know, like
Oh yeah. What? Yeah. I feel like they're taking the approach of like, we've dropped one, we've dropped two, we still don't think this franchise is as big as it should be. Let's drop a whole bunch of stuff to try and get people in before we jump into the thing.
I appreciate that. My worry is that they're going to send people away. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, this might. So this is. I'll read you this little bit from the initial leak from months ago, right? In this leak, we're exposed to several character models traversing a world that is unmistakably Horizon. At the same time, looks like a completely different game. The color... oh god. There's a color palette that is reminiscent of Fortnite, and the textures have been reworked to appear brighter, less detailed, and lower res than the main series.
like a lower poly count sort of thing.
Yeah, from what appears to be base building elements to a cartoony Fortnite-esque art style that seems poles apart from the main series. Horizon's multiplayer certainly appears to be, at least at face value, a complete separation from Aloy's journey. There's a diverse array of characters to choose from, all of which look a little Pixar-like in their appearance.
See, the game could be amazing. Like, I don't want to sit here and pretend like it won't be, but it's just like this game, to me, is such a mature game. Like, maybe not The Last of Us Part 2 mature, but like, it's a game, like, it's not that it's like not for children. Like, it's not that heavily themed or anything, but it's just like such a mature game. And it's out like, I don't know. Maybe it is just a big mission to bring more people in. I just feel uneasy about the whole thing, you know?
I feel like we could do a whole episode on what we would do for a multiplayer Horizon video game. Making it look like Pixar is probably not something I would have done. But again...
I would have made it look like Zero Dawn, to be honest.
Yeah,
like,
again, I'm an idiot. So maybe this is exactly what the franchise needs. Lego and
we don't
Pixar.
have focus groups here to figure this
You know
out.
what I mean? Yeah. I don't know. It feels very odd. I would have done something very much in the vein of Monster Hunter, to be honest. That's probably something I would have done for this. Take it back down to the ground level, you know what I mean? Have, like, not have Aloy in it at all. Have it set in a completely different... I would have it set in a completely different country.
I was just thinking, take this shit to Europe.
Yeah, I'd get it out of America. I'd have it set in a completely different country. And then I would have, I'd have like drop in, drop out multiplayer. Yeah, go on hunts and stuff like that. Like add some real obscure robotic animals. You know what I mean? Like add some real obscure stuff. Because we've got like dinosaurs and we've had like mammoth and we've had stuff like that. But like imagine like you're in Europe and you just take on a giant, like, robotic, like a lion or something that has, like, its mane is, like, made up of, like, a whole bunch of tendrils that can, like, track you and stuff like that. It's, like, the ultimate apex predator.
What about just, like, this huge robotic, like, train?
Yeah, honestly, anything.
Like the what are they called? The cauldrons have malfunctioned.
Yeah.
And they've, like, reproduced, like, buses, like, double-decker buses that attack you and shit.
Imagine, so, like, America's covered in, like, it's like prehistoric dinosaurs and stuff like that, right? Like, because clearly, like the machines have like, hey, we like dinosaurs. You go into Europe, like, make a fantasy. Dragons and all that sort of shit. Like giant robotic dragons and shit like that. Like, that could be freaking sick, man. Like, that would be so cool. It doesn't need to be dinosaurs across the planet, although it would probably make sense story-wise. Like, even if you had, like, dinosaurs, but then all of a sudden...
Maybe set it in Australia, a bit further away.
Yeah, well, but like, even if you're thinking about it, like, imagine it was like dinosaurs. You know, you had like watches and tall necks and stuff like that. But you had like, you go on like multiplayer raids, and those are like based off mythological creatures. Like, there's only one of them in the world, and like like have to go and deal with that, and like you could like craft some like sick armor every time you've defeated this one thing in the world. And yeah, oh man, we're making a game better than what we're going to get again. We do this very often. We need to stop. We need to stop. All right, mate, we got 2 things left to talk about. We have probably a gift from God that we knew was coming, but just to have the words come out of Jesus' mouth made it so much better. Or we have poo-poo story that's going to make us sad. Which one do we want to do first? Do we want to end on a high or end on a poo-poo?
Let's do the poo-poo story, then I'm going to interject with a story, and then let's get the word from Jesus.
I like it. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, apparently, what's his name? Bob Iger? Is he running Disney at the moment? I don't know. I should know that. I'm one part of a Disney podcast. I should know that shit. Bob Iger is going to be stepping down as the leader of Disney next year, I believe, is when they're getting rid of him. And in a recent report, it's claimed that EA's CEO and my worst enemy, apart from Jeff Keighley, Andrew Wilson, is being considered for the role of CEO of Disney. Terrible. Just terrible. I'm just going to read the story from...
I just don't understand why.
I don't get it either, mate. I'm just going to read the story from Insider Gaming. In a recent report, it's claimed that Electronic Arts CEO Andrew Wilson is being considered for the role of CEO at Disney and could replace Bob Iger, nailed it, who has been in the role on and off since 2005. In 2026, the figurehead's contract will expire and Disney is looking for a suitable replacement, and Andrew Wilson is leading the pack. Why? From EA to Disney. As per a report from Wall Street Journal, the head honcho at Electronic Arts is being sized up for the CEO position at Disney. It was claimed that several people are being considered for the role. Andrew Wilson, CEO of EA, Jimmy Pitaro, ESPN chairman, Dana Walden and Alan Bergman, Disney Entertainment co-chairs, Josh D'Amaro, Disney's Experiences chairman. Andrew Wilson has been climbing the ranks at Electronic Arts for almost a quarter of a century. Having joined way back in 2000, he has been the CEO of the firm since 2013, through many of the company's highest highs, debatable, and lowest lows, very true. In recent years, Disney has been making bold pushes into the world of gaming. In February, the company bought a massive $1.5 billion stake in Epic Games, and a couple of years ago, the firm stressed that it wanted a new Star Wars game on the market every 6 months. In 2023, Bob Iger was advised to invest heavily in gaming and acquire a leading publisher or development office, and Electronic Arts was at the front of that discussion. For a while, there was a goal for Disney to become a gaming giant, but Iger wasn't agreeable to the mission. With Andrew Wilson at the helm, could we see Disney become an indomitable gaming powerhouse? No. Look.
Well, yeah.
Look, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. He doesn't need to run Disney for this to happen. If you want to put him in charge of, like, video games in general, like, if the person who takes over, I believe the person who should take over should be somebody who's already in Disney. That's what I believe wholeheartedly, is somebody that has been there, that has been doing this for so long. Someone who actually cares about Disney and Mickey Mouse and everything about it. You know what I mean? Like, Andrew doesn't give a shit about that. Andrew gives a shit about numbers and spreadsheets and all that sort of stuff. And I don't disagree that someone like that should be in a position where they are best suited. And if you want someone...
Yeah, someone's got to look at the numbers.
Exactly. If you want somebody to deal with the video game side of things, once Bob Iger's out, if they want to push back into video games, open studios, fuck me, bring back Disney Infinity, for Christ's sake. I don't care what you do at that point. Put Andrew Wilson in charge of it. Should Andrew Wilson be in charge of Disney? No. Let me give you Exhibit A. Battlefront 2. He is the sole reason for that game going down the freaking drain and Disney turning around and just whipping ass. So why the hell is he the front runner? You know what I mean? He caused so much problems, so many problems with all those games through EA. You know what I mean? He's the reason we're not getting a Battlefront 3 because he screwed the pooch with Battlefront 2. Those Battlefront games became so much more and elevated to such a higher level after the money wasn't involved anymore. Do you know what I mean? After, like, the people on the board got their money back, got their investment back, and it was just like, hey, pump content into it for a couple of years so we can make a bit more money. The second they were out, we got awesome stuff. Obi-Wan, Anakin, we got so many cool characters added to the game, so many cool maps, a couple of cool weapons. We got a Celebrations edition of the game, which you could pay, I think it was like $30-40, and you got everything unlocked. And by God, they had nearly every version of a clone trooper that you could want. You know what I mean? Imperial Guard, you know, Commander Gree, Bly, the freaking 501st. So many awesome clone troopers, so many cool battle droid variants. Like, they went hard when they weren't involved. You know what I mean? Like, where was that day one? All that shit could have been in there day one. But no, they had to hold it back because, you know, oh, we're not putting any more money into this. How are we going to make money when it's all done? I don't know. I just don't see... Looking at it from a business standpoint, yeah, he might be a pretty good choice. He's been running this company known as EA for a very long time, and it's done very well. But if you look at the trajectory of EA, they've definitely been trying to put themselves into a position in the last few years to be purchased. And I can totally see Andrew Wilson taking over at Disney, and within 12 months, EA being a Disney developer.
Yeah. Is Disney going to want to make Battlefield?
No.
Probably, yes.
No.
I mean, they made Battlefront, so maybe.
That's what I think, though, is I think...
Oh, they'll cast that. Yeah.
They'll be like, cool, you're not making Battlefield anymore. You're going to take everything you know. You're either going to make Battlefront or you're going to get another Disney property. That's what I think happens.
Yeah, Disney doesn't start treating Battlefield like a Disney property.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm going to go to Disneyland and get a freaking turkey leg and a copy of 2042. You know what I mean? Like, I like, that was a bad example, but you know what I mean? Like...
I get the point, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what do they do with that? You know, like, what do they do?
I don't know. Maybe, yeah, like, they're not, it's not like they're going to can, like, FIFA, you know what I mean? Like if things are making money, they'll probably leave them alone. Yeah, I don't know.
A weird place to be.
A story we'll keep an eye on, I think.
I mean, even if, like, they don't necessarily need to purchase them. I would prefer... Sorry, I'm going on a tangent again. I apologize. I would prefer if Bob Iger's out, they're getting into games heavily, they want to purchase some studios, they want to get in on that. I think Disney need to invest. If Disney need to invest in a couple of studios in Japan, they need to just purchase some studios in Japan and then just like start pumping out some anime-esque Kingdom Hearts style shit because that's what people love. And then I think they honestly need to purchase maybe 1 or 2 studios in the States and then build the rest from the ground up. I think...
Yeah, I'm a big fan of building the studios from the ground up. I understand you can't always do that, and opportunities arise, and studios need saving, or all sorts of things. But I look at the initiative from Microsoft, and it's like, it's been 6 years with still no game. It's like, it must be hard.
Yeah.
Or... maybe not, I don't know.
I think what they do is they buy 2 studios. Now, this is going to sound crazy. They buy 2 studios, a couple of studios, and they give them big franchises that they want games for. I don't know what they're going to be. Who knows? Probably a Star Wars game and an Avatar game or something. But then I think you start building a couple of studios up from the ground up. And then I think you say, you do what Marvel did. And you go... what Disney franchise do you want to make a game for?
Yeah. Like,
what would get you guys so excited to make a game? What do you guys want to do?
Yeah, for sure.
And I think when passion is the number one thing at the forefront of making a game, that's when I think you see art. You know what I mean? Like when you play God of War and God of War Ragnarok, you feel the passion behind those titles. Just the want to make an amazing game. You know what I mean? Whereas when I play Kong Skull Island video game, I feel nauseous. like everybody else who was probably making that game. You know what I mean? Like you could feel the developers through the game. I feel. I know it sounds stupid, but I think everybody understands what I mean.
No, I get you.
But yeah, good luck to Disney. It's about time Bob went. He's freaking ancient. Let's get some freaking video games made. Now, mate, you had a story you wanted to interject with me.
Just want to interject. I wrote in and passed along the news that GOG, good old game store, is so obviously their original mission was no DRM on games that they sell. They're now, I guess they're still doing that, but they've launched a bit of a new category of game on their website, and that's categories that they're basically going to keep alive, games they're going to keep alive. So my understanding is that when a game enters the program, they're dedicating themselves to ensuring that that game is still playable. So as operating systems change or computers evolve or whatever, they'll keep fixing the games to make sure that they are playable. So that's just as they add games to that program. It's not everything on their store, but it's just a collection of games.
That's so good.
Yeah, so it started with 100. There's some. Their website's a bit awkward to get around, to be honest, but there seems to be some real nice classics in there. I think Fallout New Vegas, for instance, like there's some.
Really? Oh man, they're going hard. They're getting some. Okay.
Yeah, like I'm fairly sure. Like it wasn't that clear to me, but I did see some Roller Coaster Tycoons in there as well, which is always great. So yeah, just thought that was worth a shout out.
Yeah.
So thank you, Av, for sending that in.
Thank you, Av. And if anybody else has anything they want us to talk about, be sure to let us know. You can tell us in the Discord, or is this what Av was messaging us about the other day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, my dumbass clicked on the conversation while I was at work, and then I'm like, oh crap, I need to remember to check that when I get home, and then didn't check it when I got home. I was like, oh crap, because there's no pop up saying, hey, there's a message here, so my brain just completely threw it away. That's cool. That's really cool. I like that a lot. I hope that thrives. Honestly, I hope it does. I'm really happy to see there have been a lot of companies just popping up and a lot of established businesses that have been doing this. Game preservation is becoming such a big topic and a big thing in people's minds and in the forefront. You've got Embracer Group with their archive. You've got Limited Run Games who have been doing some dodgy shit lately. But then you've got this, which is awesome. You love to see it. I'm happy to see it. I'm glad that in years down the line, when my young son, Tiberius Maximus Decimus Aurelius Meridius, looks at me and says, Dad, what is a New Vegas? I can say, well, mate, you can play it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm excited for. By the way, that's not my son's name. I just call him that. I don't know why I do it. His name's Ty. He's not Tiberius, but yeah, I just so everyone knows. I was watching Gladiator, and that's where I got it from. And then I just ever since he was I think he was 3 months old. That's what I was just calling him. And Carly would always roll her eyes at me. It was quite funny. It just stuck. And he answers to it. So if I'm Ty, he'll ignore me. And I'm Tiberius Maximus Decimus Aurelius Meridius, Edward Sinclair. He'll turn around and give me this devilish little grin.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like your mum using your middle name.
Yeah. It's very funny. Sorry about that weird little story. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the pearly gates have opened. Jesus is back. The Philly Spencer, he's here, and he's confirmed that Xbox is planning an Xbox handheld, but he claims it's a few years away.
Don't do it to us, Phil. Don't do it to us,
mate.
Release whatever you got.
Mate, do you want to take it from here, man? Do you want to talk a little bit about it? I know you're very excited about this. I have some thoughts, but I'd love to hear everything you know and everything you want from this.
Oh man, honestly, there's not a lot to it. I can just read the quote for starters. So it was a interview with Bloomberg. I'm just going to read a part of the article. The executive, who has repeatedly professed his admiration for handheld game devices, said the expectation is that we would do something in that category. Although the company is working on prototypes and considering what it might do, Spencer also asked his group to look at the market and develop its vision based on what it learns. Such a device is a few years out, he said. So that's sort of directly from the article. Pretty vague. Good to get a confirmation, I think. I'm kind of surprised that it would be years out, but who knows what, I think if in the next 6 months they announce some cloud streaming stick or whatever, I'd be like, oh, that's probably where we're getting a lot of mixed signals from what's coming soon. You know what I mean? But what I want from it, I want it to be, excuse me, I want it to be like a mix between an Xbox and a PC. I want it to be that middle ground. You know, I think it needs to be like a Steam Deck. It needs to be an Xbox, run the Xbox OS, but almost have a certification program where it's like they certify whether each Xbox game can run on it. Run on it perfectly or run on it well enough. And I would love for it to be a little bit more open than the Xbox. I think it, like, they're entering this market where the Switch 2 is going to exist and portable PC gaming exists. And they might find themselves in a situation where they're actually going to fight to be someone's second handheld. So they've got to come in strong. Like they can't. If someone wants a Switch 2, they're not going to be like swayed by an Xbox handheld.
Yeah.
They want a Switch 2.
Yep.
They want Zelda. They want Mario. There's nothing you can do about that. And if fucking Microsoft's going to start releasing COD and shit on Switch 2, then there's nothing you can do to stop someone from buying a Switch. So you need to be damn sure the moment that Switch person's like, my Switch can't do this, the fucking Xbox can.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to come in strong. Compatibility has to be high, but it needs to be, and this is Microsoft's fault. This ain't Steam's or Asus's fault, but it needs to be way more optimized than Windows on handheld at the moment. So that's where I'm at. What are your thoughts?
I think the few years away thing, I've thought long and hard about this. I think the few years away thing is to protect their asses. I think we hear about this thing officially next year. I think they're waiting for the Switch 2 because I don't think you want to announce a handheld before the Switch 2, which we know is coming, has even been seen. I think you wait for it. I think it comes out.
I think you wait for it to be out. Yeah, exactly.
I think it comes
completely out. People have got it.
People are happy.
And that's what I mean. You have to have a feature that they're not doing.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I think they're waiting. Because another thing is you can thrive off people, like, everyone's after a Switch 2, everyone's got a Switch 2, everyone's handheld hungry. You know what I mean? That's where these portable PCs came from. Everyone was handheld hungry when that Switch hit. And I think stuff like the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally have thrived because of the Switch's existence. I think Xbox need to play their cards very, very cleverly and wait for the Switch 2, wait for it to come out, wait for everybody to jump on it, wait for everybody to be like, my God, I'm so happy I have a stronger portable Switch. These games are great. Then I think you announce the thing. Because the rumors we've heard and how long we've been hearing these rumors, to think that it's still a few years out is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, who was it? Was it Bond? Sarah Bond, who was like, yeah, we're working on the next generation of Xbox. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like things are moving.
Things are moving.
My only thing is, do they wait long enough that the portable console is an equivalent of the Series S, which means it can run everything from this generation? You know what I mean? Like,
I think it will.
Yeah, but that might be a couple of years away. That might not be possible today.
Yeah, look.
That's my only thing. I'm like, do they just wait until their catalog of games on the device is somewhere above 10,000 and then launch? And they can be like, every single game in Game Pass works on this thing. Like, if you can say that, that's fucking insane.
Here's what I think we get, right?
You could say it with a device made today.
I think if Summer Games Fest, I think we get like we got with the Scorpio. I don't think we see the machine. I think we get a lot of people talking about the work that they've put into it.
Yeah, like the philosophy behind it.
Yep, I think that's exactly what we get. I think we get like everybody talking about it.
CPU.
And then I think we don't hear about it at all.
Yeah.
And then I think Summer Games of 2026, we get the announcement of the next generation of Xbox. And I think they announce the next generation of Xbox, but we don't see the Xbox. I think that's when we see the handheld, which they then say is designed to work in conjunction with this new Xbox. Like, it's designed it's just like a Switch. You can play a game on your Xbox and then quick resume it on your handheld. You know what I mean? I think they really lean into that sort of stuff. I think they do hit you with it's all going to work. All the Games Pass games will work. I think they will do like I want it to be called I want it to be called like the Series P or something like that, like the Series Portable or something. I think they're going to keep that naming scheme at this point, and I think they'll have like a accreditation sort of thing, like it's deck ready. Well, it's going to be like Xbox Portable ready sort of thing.
I really love the idea you've just had, whereas like instead of docking it to like combine the hybrid power of the consoles, all that bullshit, it's like dock it and you can send the game session to the portable.
Yeah, quick resume on the
like,
portable.
Yeah, like you don't
no faffing about. No, they don't need to be the same thing. They just need to work together hand in hand.
I like that a lot.
It's like the world's most powerful portal. You know what I mean? Like PlayStation Portal is like so good in like, okay, I'm playing on my console and then I can just go play on my portal and I can go to a different room. Well, what if this was I can play on my console, I can play on my PC, then I can pick up my portal, then I can get on a plane, then I can go to a different country and I can just keep playing the game. As long as I have a Wi-Fi connection, I don't need the console on at home. I can just load up my game natively on this thing. Like I feel like that is such a, like, that is the market they need to corner. You know what I mean? Like, Switch is great. You know what I mean? You could take the console with you. You know what I mean? That's what's awesome. But what if you could take an even more powerful console with you that doesn't require you to be connected to it? Like, you know, like having something that in itself is like, yeah, cool. You don't have an Xbox, you don't have a PC, you can just buy this handheld. You can play everything on this handheld. You can just go to Games Pass, you know what I mean? You can just, you know, buy games from the store and install them, you know? Have it set up like, oh yeah, well, you can open up the back and slide in a 2 terabyte drive, you know, and you can fill that up. Like I think they will do a good job.
If you want to move on from 720p and go to 4K 60, like you got to transfer over to the Series X2 or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Sell them as the concept of these two work so well together.
But you can just buy one if you want.
But don't require each other at all. For the ultimate Xbox experience, you need these two. But you can still have the same great Xbox experience whether you're having either.
Yeah, you just either tied to the couch or stuck on a handheld.
Yeah, exactly. It's like their new marketing. Like, this is Xbox, but this is Xbox, and this is Xbox as well. Like, it does, like, this is, like, yeah.
I do think it would benefit from some sort of, like, adapter so you could display the handheld on the TV.
I think
but obviously the experience would be, like, significantly degraded compared to the console.
I think it would, I can see them selling, like, a dock that you can, like, use on your TV. Yeah, I think that'd be sick.
I wouldn't be surprised if, unlike Nintendo, it doesn't come with it.
I don't think it will.
Yeah, I think it'll be like a dedicated handheld from a marketing perspective.
Yeah, I think the dock is just going to be that little, like, extra little, hey, if you want it to do this, it can.
Yeah.
Exciting
times, my friend. I'm looking forward to learning more.
Mate, bloody exciting. I'm excited, mate. It's just so nice hearing him say it. You know what I mean? Like, we're thinking about it for so long, and he said it. He said the words. Oh, God, mate. He knows how to get me hot and heavy. Bloody love you, Philly. Love you, mate. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. And Jack, thank you so much for joining me. Mate, let's do it again next week. I do that joke every week, and I know it annoys people, but I'm going to keep doing it because it's just what we do. No, thank you so much for listening, everybody. If you want to keep up to date with everything Jack and I are doing here at 1UP, head over to oneupgames.com. If you're watching on YouTube right now, there are links to that here. And if you are watching YouTube, drop a like, subscribe to keep up to date with everything we're doing, and head over to the Discord to keep the conversation going. But that's going to do it from us this week, guys. Thank you again for listening. We do appreciate it. Until next time, may all of your games be good ones, and we will catch you guys next week. Bye, everybody.